Alrighty then, let's go. So we've paired all of those engineers and all of the other Sharlayan people with Loperids. And now everybody's got a bunny to pet, so the anxiety and stress is reduced. It's like personal psychologist bunnies. Come in, pet a rabbit service. Urianger gives you discounts.
Would behoove you to consult with Sleepingway. As our moon's pilot, his advice should be most pertinent.
He is a pilot, but he's sleeping all the time.
I'm impressed. Truth be told, I struggle to tell one from another. No offense intended, of course.
After you and your friends left Mare Elementorum, we spent no small amount of time with your Urianger.
By the way, are you hearing the speech alright? Because since we've reduced the music side of things, this is also a little bit quieter, I believe.
Oh, the conversations we had. He told us all about Atheris, answered our every question, no matter how trifling or trivial. Look, every page filled to the margins with notes.
Okay, that's good.
When I first arrived, I was struck by how little I knew. It was daunting. But then I realized that were it not for Urianger and his teachings, we'd still be stuck on the moon, gazing at your world and wondering what we've been missing.
There you go. Curiosity has skinned the cat.
What would they think if they could see Urianger now? I dare say they'd be more than a bit surprised. And impressed, no doubt. Master Louisoix, Minfilia, Papalymo, and not to forget...
Moonbreeder. I'm assuming that's Moonbreeder's mama and papa.
Heard there was a visiting expert who we might bother with a few questions. I take it you'd be the one.
Yeah, yes, I am.
Yep, definitely.
Sharlayan's foremost researchers in the field of teleportation magic, and Moonbreeder's parents.
It hath been some time. 'Tis good to see you in good health.
Likewise, old friend. Blavida and I were most honored to answer the call. Never expected this reunion, though, did we, dear?
Arthur, the nerve. Sending that letter, then running off to the gods know where.
There we go. Oh. Oh.
Do you have any idea how worried we were?
Oh, that's touching.
I'm sorry. 'Twas remiss of me not to deliver the news in person. No, more than that. 'Twas I who...
Our daughter was disillusioned after Master Louisoix left her behind. The day the Scions called upon her was the happiest I'd seen her in years. She made her every choice of her own free will. Never forced her to do otherwise. Don't blame yourself for her death. Celebrate her life. You know that's what she'd want.
If there is one thing we resent you for, it was that we couldn't be there to mourn her with you. Reading the words you penned in that shaky hand, we must have cried as much for you as we did for her.
Oh, that's actually very, very touching. And she's a spitting image.
I truly, truly am.
So it's probably a little bit awkward for Urianger right now, like literally looking at Moonbreeder,
I knew not what to say.
just slightly older.
Knew not how to express my feelings. The poems and platitudes of wiser men, musings on sadness and loss, studied and memorized, and meaningless in the moment.
Silly boy. We are all powerless before such grief. Even now, try as I might, the words escape me. But in our hearts, we know, we always know.
I remember when you were young, how the lads teased you for choosing the company of books over others. Our moon didn't take kindly to that. Be nice to Urianger, she'd shout, and give them a walloping. How many times we scolded her.
So we offered a suggestion. Rather than starting fights, why don't you be the bridge between Urianger and the others? She had to mull it over for a while. Arms crossed, brow furrowed in intense thought. But from that day,
Oh,
she never let you be alone. She'd drag you outside to play, pepper you with endless questions, read the same books you read, all to try and understand you that much better.
there you go. And Walker can make you emotional as well. Same as Shadowbringers could. Must be a good expansion after all.
At the time, but she only ever had the best of intentions.
And look at you now, at the center of the crowd. The reason there even is a crowd, having brought these people together. You've no idea how proud we are.
To see the boy, our daughter, trusted and believed in more than anyone, grow into the man she always knew he could be.
Oh, this is a very nice resolution to that little side story in Realm Reborn 300 hours ago. Imagine that.
She walks with you wheresoever you go. So thank you, Urianger, for being who you are.
I think I can feel her too. The truth of her life. Not sorrow, but hope and love.
This Moonbreeder. She was important to him, wasn't she?
Yeah, you can say that.
You could ask the man himself.
Oh, no. But watching this exchange reminds me how much I've yet to learn about your world. And its people.
You can live here your entire life and hardly learn a thing.
Oh yeah, because you've missed the Realm Reborn stuff.
That's why it's too soon for this to end.
I don't even think that you've actually seen much of Moonbreeder's arc and stuff like that. I think you've joined either midway or towards the end when she sacrificed herself, basically. But yeah, think about it from the perspective that we always looked at Urianger as this wise grandpa that is like boundless wisdom and always consoling everybody and everything, and he just knows what to say at the right time. And even he can break down. Like, no matter how stoic, poetic, and strong people are, there's always going to be something that they will be deeply touched by. Yeah, that's a very, very good message. Oh, Abso, be assured that I am fine. I am full glad to see them too, after so very long. Gladder still that it was in your company. As difficult as it was to accept their kindness, it would have been far harder if I faced them alone. Aww. And thou hast my gratitude for lending courage to the Loporits. Not disposed to the rest of their laurels, several of our guests have elected to accompany my countrymen to the stations. Some few may still come hither seeking counsel, so shall I remain to aid them as need be. If thou art needed elsewhere, do not let me detain thee. Well, as a matter of fact, I was hoping you might check on Alisaie. Last I saw, she was struggling to carry an enormous pile of boxes on the western gate. I could go there myself, but we both know whose help she is less likely to scorn. Not to mention that, much to my misfortune, I can think of several other things I ought to be doing. Until later. Where is she? She's on the other side. Oh, cool. We will be slowly unlocking this area around. Okay. If that's the case, let's go. Can we jump over here? Yay. Very nice. Abso, what are you doing here? No, I don't mind if you help me with boxes, but it's far from the most exciting of tasks. Are you sure? Well, I appreciate the assistance. We need to get these to Aporia. Time is short, of course, but they're full of organic specimen and samples, so try not to be too rough with them. Nah, not Misha. Alfina should be waiting for us when we arrive. I'll see you there. Deliver the crates to Alfie. You have 3 minutes to complete the task. Should you fail, return to the thingy. Okay. No, just an email came in. Can I? No, I can't actually. Whoa, what the hell is that? Santa Anila. I'll be avoiding you. Because we have 3 minutes. Man, fetch quests are getting more elaborate. Not just fetch something, but do it in bloody time limit. Ah. Alfie, there you are. Oh, you're helping with the crates. Wonderful. You can put that there with the others. You have my gratitude, but how did you come to be involved in this? Ah, then I suppose I have Thancred to thank as well. If you're wondering why we're tasked with bringing these boxes to Aporia to begin with, so was I. It turns out that this is the base of operations of sorts. Those Wiz finals say as to what is included in the ship's manifest could be found here. Father included, I suspect. That should be everything. You carried all of that at once? Are you trying to injure yourself? Oh, hush. They're lighter than they look. Not everyone has your delicate arms. I suppose I should let someone know that we're finished. Teo Paludin is in the country yard. We can report to him. Why don't you come along? You should get credit for your assistance at least. Considering where we are, we might even learn something interesting. Cool. Ooh, Azeroth. Nice. God, it never ends, does it? What can I do for you? We brought samples from Shaolin Hamlet, Series 110. The crates are by the entrance. Ah, thank you. I expected one of my colleagues, but we are dreadfully short-handed. Just a moment. You are Fortunate's children, aren't you not? Alfinor and Alize, at your service. You're well acquainted with father, I take it. Quite. We've been friends with your parents since the days at the stadium. I remember when you were yay high, waddling hither and thither. Clearly it's been quite some time since we've met. It is good to see you again, wielding your father's nullis, no less. You knew our parents when they were young. Trying to have a look at him. There we go. It's better look. What are they like? Pray spare no detail. I should like nothing more than to regale you. Alas, I am meant to be in charge here, and reams of paperwork once for submission. We can help with that, in exchange for sort of stories our parents would never willingly divulge, of course. Very well then. There happen to be 3 sets of documents in need of delivery, so how about you each take one? Wait right there. You will find forum representative waiting to collect this near the southernmost structure. I hope I haven't kept her waiting too long. Never mind Alfie and Alize, I'm certain they will be back soon enough. Where is it? Where are we supposed to go? Deliver the ream of documents to the revered representative. Reserved representative. Somewhere here? Southernmost structure. Must be, yeah, there we go. Are you not one of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn? I thought you were meant to be working on the ether burner. Aren't you the noisy one? Theopaldian's paperwork. I was beginning to worry he had misplaced his quill. I appreciate your help in seeing these documents to my hand at last. As for your other task, pray keep this between us, but I sincerely hope you Scions succeed. The Exodus is, without a doubt, the most monumental undertaking in the history of the Forum, and so must be circumspect in all respects. Risk is a privilege we cannot afford ourselves. It is our heart. At its heart, however, Shalyan has ever been a nation of the curious. It would be a tragedy indeed if we were once to stymie your pursuit of truth. Stymie? Stymie? That is a really interesting word. Wonder what's the original? Like, where does it come from? What's roots of that word? Stymie, stymie. Quick and efficient. I dare you say you have talent for this work. What, delivering and fetching? No shit, Sherlock. The twins' papers only needed to be delivered to elsewhere in the facility, so they should be returning at any moment. We return, with not a scrap of paperwork remaining on our persons, you will note. You both have my thanks, and my apologies for sending you on an errand far below your ambitions. Why, even as a babe you struggled out of your swaddling clothes, and that is quite enough of that, thank you. I was compromising stories of our parents. It was compromising stories of our parents that we'd asked to hear, to reiterate. Of course. I've known your father for so long. I must have something. Well, as you know, part of why the Levelier name garners such respect in Shalyan is your family's storied history. You two can trace your ancestry directly to those who came aboard Numkep's Hope, a lineage few can claim. I've never thought much of it myself. It's not as though our forebears founded our nation. They were simply there when it happened. Nevertheless, it was traditionally been a point of pride. This is why Numkep's pronouncement renounce the ways of war and pursue enlightenment through knowledge and reason has ever been our family's creed. Until your grandfather's time, Archon Lusua looked not to Numkep's words, but his deeds. He asserted in defiance of his peers. that choosing to save the great and the small from rising tides was the true mark of our founder's virtue. Perhaps it was his expertise, his knowledge of ancient prophecy and the fall of civilizations that led him to conclude that the issue conflict at every turn was to consign mankind to his doom. There will ever be conflict, and calamity will follow. Thus, to ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom. It is indolence. Yeah, that is grandfather's words. Always have been that credo. You remember his words well. Indeed, Archon Louis lived by his personal creed. Creed, and used every means at his disposal to bring succor to those in need, Charlian or no. No one loved and admired your grandfather more than his son. Yet Fourchereau could not reconcile Louis' deeds with the philosophy of their forebears and his peers, a philosophy in which he believed so fervently, yet made a pariah of his father. Fourchereau agonized over this contradiction for much of his life. Gods, father. A son may carry his father's blood, but his choices are his own to bear. Is it not always thus? Gods know Fourchereau's cranky old goat, so I'm sure you butt heads often enough. Yet even so, you must know that you are constantly in his thoughts, every moment of every day, and that is not an exaggeration in the slightest. You should have seen him when you were born, barely recognizable. He was, with a kind of dumbfounded grin I have not seen since he first looked at a fancy to your mother. He was practically skipping when he told me the news. Take my word for it, he loves you to an embarrassing degree. But he's also frustratingly single-minded. Once he's decided that a given action is for the best, he will stay the course, no matter who or what goes oppose him. A profoundly annoying habit when you're on the other end of it. I'm sure he will agree. Yeah, he bloody denounced us. Not that long ago. I'll say, thank you for your insight. Next time we meet our parents, I shall mention that we spoke. Try not to get me in too much trouble now. I need the forum on my side. Speaking of which, I ought to be getting back to work. I have to make sure those specimens that you brought make it to the proper places, or the cranky old goat will have my hide. We can speak again later. Well, that's actually very nice. Hail, you three. Ah, Graha. Surely Cock hasn't driven you out of the forge already. For better or for worse, no. However, he has set me a task that requires more than my single pair of hands, and here you are. I could use at least one of you, but I wouldn't object to more. Unfortunately, Alize and I have prior commitments, and we have delayed too long as it is. What about you, Apso? Can you spare the time? Perfect. They shouldn't take long. I bloody hope so. Thought we just wanted to see Hydaelyn. Instead, we just keep doing fetch quests. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. In the event that our, and I quote, promised heap of adamantite falls right out of the bloody sky into my lap, Master Cock wishes to be ready to put the proverbial hammer to anvil at the moment's notice. Yeah, lots of heartwarming stories, 100%, yeah. Lubricate these parts, however, he needs the flames in Cock's forge to burn hotter, to fabricate these parts. He sent me to increase the amount of ether being funneled to his furnaces. The flow of fire-aspected ether in Labyrinthos is regulated by an elemental reactor south of here, to which I have borrowed the key. The adjustment will require 2 people to carry out safely, but I can explain the process when we arrive. Alright, fair enough, let's go. This is where we part then. I'll see you in Shaolin Hamlet once the Adamantite arrives, if not before. See you guys. This way then. Give us a moment. Alrighty. Something tells me, I have this feeling that once we help with this forge thing, and Grahite, like the Adamantite will arrive. I wonder what this, like, obviously we didn't waste time here. Like we had the heart-moving moment, like a resolution with Urianger and sort of a resolution with Foshin now to like look deeper into his character. I wonder what this Grahatia stuff will be, because like they wouldn't just say, oh yeah, just waste time here. Yeah, everything's good. Everything's good. The reactor is housed within the facility. I'll be the one to go inside and I'll just fire ether output. When I do, a rather large amount of water-aspected ether will issue from the vent at the top. I expect this to attract at least a few elementals, which we would both rather not be drawn into the reactor itself, trust me. Can I ask that you put down any that draw too near? They'll pose you little trouble, I'm sure. Oh yeah, okay. Skill some elementals. Easy peasy. Close. Let's do it. Okay. Anyone else? Okay, anyone else? They're all. Nice. Did everything go smoothly out there? I thought as much. No major complications we speak of inside the ether. And the water ether appears to be venting properly. I expect Cock will have seen a difference in his forge flames by the time I return. Yes. Since I have you, there was another matter I thought to discuss with you. Ah, there we go. I knew it. Nothing terribly important, merely something I have been considering. Part of this I shared with everyone, yet you, and only you, have been to Elpis. Yeah. As we have established, refined adamantite is a product of Alag. Of course, Empire's twilight years, in fact. It was a material which saw much use as part of the Allagan's effort to extend beyond the bounds of this world, Dalamut, of course being the most prominent. Of those who would push further, expand Alag's empire to encompass the heavens and the stars above, perhaps the greatest was its infamous technologies, Amon. You mean Fandaniel? Amon wanted to travel to Sea of Stars. Did he remember his life as Hermes? I believe he had his own reasons. There is no evidence to suggest that he retained memories of his former life. He only joined the Ascians once the Empire was all but dust, as you know. If not his memory, though, what drove him to pursue the idea with such fervor? This may seem far-fetched, but what if souls, like minds, have a personality, so to speak? A natural disposition towards which they are inclined. We know with relative certainty that it was the gross decadence and inexorable decline of Alag that moved Amon to resurrect Emperor Xande. The Empire's people spoke lightly of death and destruction, experimenting on those they deemed beneath them to feel the emptiness in their hearts. Yeah, it's basically Eldar. In facilitating Xande's return, Amon provided these languid souls with the means to free themselves from the mire of their own indolence. Or would have, had not Xande been convinced by his own death that life itself was meaningless. Amon's desire for his countrymen to conquer the heavens could only be a means to the same end, to instill the people with new purpose. Like Hermes before him, Amon was appalled by how those around him lived, but could never bring himself to believe that those lives were devoid of meaning. And both of them sought that meaning, that hope, in the distant stars. Yeah, and what happened afterwards, mind I ask you? How did he become Fandaniel? How did he become the one who decided to end it all and seek death and take everybody with him? That doesn't add up. Such is my theory, anyway. Yeah, it has flaws, man. Ultimately, it is the consequences of their actions which matter. Their motives are of no moment, and yet, to reach those stars on wings of adamantite, to travel to the ends of creation and beyond, the promise of hope everlasting, that much I do understand. Yeah, you've done that, I guess. But enough musing for now. Why don't we see how Mr. Cock is getting on. Interesting little observation there, Graha, but yeah. Not super convincing, to be honest, if you ask me. Fandaniel, or rather Hermes, have always been a crazy motherfucker. A crazy vegan. Sacrifices and gets to destroy the entire planet just for one pet. That's not, you know, building a nation to go and conquer the heavens and the stars. That's... yeah, it's different. He himself said in the end, let mankind prove itself, basically. That it will just not. More importantly, where's Heidler? Well, Etherburner hasn't been fixed yet, so we need adamantite. So, yeah. We're filling time, basically. Which is funny, because very soon we should be getting quests level 89, and I'm assuming we will get the Aetheryte burner fixed. We will talk to Hydaelyn, we will fly to a distant planet to find Meteion, and that will be the last level of quests, so from level 89 to level 90. And the resolution itself, I'm just guessing, but that's how it looks like. Phew, I can feel those flames are blazing from here. Glad you found some capable, Graha, but there's not much left for you to do. Unless you can conjure up that refined adamantite any faster. I do trust you to deliver your promise, though, I do. Only, I hate waiting. I want that adamantite, and I want it now. We, share your impatience, I assure you. Is there truly nothing else we can assist with in the meantime? I wish. This sitting about is unbearable. Pity the Forum frowns on recreational explosions. Well, so long as they can't prove it was premeditated. Get you gone. I have mistakes to make. In that case, I suppose we should go and return the key to the reactor. I'll have one more look to make sure that nothing has gone wrong, unintentionally or otherwise. I'm certain there are better uses for your time, however. I will join you on Sharlayan Hamlet and on. Okay, yeah, let's go back to Sharlayan Hamlet. Pretty sure we can, yeah, we can just teleport there. If you wait here, your companions are bound to turn up sooner or later. You gonna wait? Yes.
All set, I take it?
Yeah.
We finished what we could, delivered supplies, tracked down escaped animals, trivial tasks as they may be.
That's enough, don't you think? If there was anything more important still undone, that would be a problem in itself.
The vessel is essentially ready for departure. All that remains is to load the final batch of supplies and once we've readied the ether burner, that is.
Ah. I had a feeling we might find you all here.
Loporrits, too, have run their course. Pleased I am to say that our researchers' concerns have for the most part been allayed, though some insist on making adjustments to the very end. For their part, Livingway and her peers have graciously offered to stay and keep the people company, lest any lingering queries go unanswered.
All that remains is to wait for the refined adamantite.
Alphino, are you there? It's me, Cryo. Your special delivery has arrived. Round up everyone and come to the harbor at once.
Yay, that's awesome.
Speak of the devil. Let us go at once.
We didn't even have to go to a dungeon or anything like that, which is weird. I thought that we might.
Forgive the intrusion, Master Fortuner. I bring urgent news. A great commotion has broken out in Scholars Harbor. Your presence is requested with all speed.
Great commotion. You don't say.
Now, where might this delivery be? Oh.
Look at that. Is it just a little bit of adamantite? I don't think so. Look at that. Flying ships.
I'm sure it's very important, but we cannot accept these without the proper permits.
By the 12. Surely. These can't all be.
Holy shit, this is insane. Ishgarians.
Bleeding hellfire! They're bringing them by sea and by air. All these folks in these crates.
And more on the way. Got your adamantite right here. A bigger haul than any of these sorry bastards brought, and that's no lie.
Man, after we straighten up Sicard, he's actually not a bad lad, is he?
Yes, because you were charged with seeing the shipments from Gridania and Uldar here, along with your own. Give credit where credit is due.
Did they find so much? Well, divide and conquer, like... Every nation on every corner of the world has found stuff that they needed to find. Like, it's not some miracle, I wouldn't say. It's just proper logistics.
Sounds like the sorry whinging of a sore loser. An hypocrite to boot. Ain't no way a scrawny whelp like you took a dozen steps inside a Dalamon shard.
I'll have you know I went all the way to the entrance. I played a vital role in the whilst our expeditionary forces secured the adamantite.
Left you outside so you wouldn't get anyone killed, did they? Well then, credit where credit's due, you did a right fine job sitting on your ass.
I like that. They're still bickering, but that's really cool.
My, what a grand welcome party.
Mhm.
And Saraban.
He brought the relic.
Bearing relics both sacred and Allegan, as well as a few other gifts that may be of help, to be presented with best wishes from the Eastern Alliance.
I myself have come with a sacred relic of the Koji. Upon learning of your need, Bunchin bade me deliver it on behalf of the Blue with all haste.
Nice.
Fearing I could not swim here with the necessary speed, however, I thought to beg our Confederate allies. Hancock was already preparing for departure at the self-same port, and had space for additional cargo.
Very nice.
We did, of course, need quite the impressive vessel to get it all here in time.
Look at that flying ship. That's insane.
It's all wonderful to hear, but what of the
I shudder to think of the ransom we must pay for such a bounty.
Fret not for your coin purse, young Alphino.
Is that Loporito? Lolorito? Yeah.
The East Aldenard Trading Company went to some lengths to reduce the financial liability.
Looks ever towards the profits. Everyone's been super nice to be on the short list for evacuation. That is exactly right. I mean, I'm not sure if everybody around the world understand this whole Exodus plan.
And since the Scions funded the entire venture, not a gill need be rendered up in compensation. Everything is already yours.
We funded the venture? When?
Krile told Tataro, and Tataro was like, yeah, it is Tataro.
Keeper knows a thing or two about spending.
Oh, Tataro, you little prick.
A sprinkling of gil here and there will not do. You need enough savings to make waves when it really counts, which is why frugality is paramount. We also had the benefit of a generous patron. Generous being rather an understatement.
Who might that be?
He has supported us from the shadows.
I was gonna say, friend of Krile, right?
We even had coffers to fill.
Oh, Mama Dearest. That makes more sense now.
I remain, of course, an entirely neutral party. I simply thought our family's coffers were needlessly full.
That is awesome.
We can't hardly take them with us on your teeny tiny toy boat, now can we? And would be a shame to leave all that hard-earned wealth unspent.
Wow.
Waste not.
Oh my goodness. Facepalm.
However did you manage so much in so short a time, though? We expected word to reach only a fraction of our allies.
Did I not tell you I have my ways?
All right.
You were involved too.
I received a letter from Krile after we parted ways in Labyrinthos. She explained what the Scions were trying to accomplish, and why you might soon require the services of the Gleaners, spread across the world as we are.
Nice.
I pray you do not interpret this as a betrayal of Charlotte. I accept that the Forum's aim in pushing us to our limits was to preserve what knowledge we have, and I bear you no ill will for it. Yet, in collecting that knowledge, what I came to appreciate most about our star is that there remains so much we do not know. That is why I chose to help the Scions, to combat the obliteration of those countless, undiscovered wonders. I held no illusions that they would be less demanding taskmasters, though, rest assured, if I had, I would have been sorely disappointed. To make a long story short, the whole of the guild ship ensure your call was far and wide.
Yep. It's pretty awesome. Hey! Look at our other friends.
What's this about a ship that can fly to the moon?
Oh, yay! Haven't seen you in ages, buddy.
The one time you don't beg my aid, your problem's a bloody ship that can fly to the moon.
Didn't you say that?
You brought the team. Of course. Garland Ironworks' finest. You need only point us towards my new favorite ship.
As you like us not suspect, we've also brought adamantite for Mordona's Dalamud Shard.
Yep, nice.
I admit to some consternation upon first receiving Krile's message. So few Scions remain at the Rising Stones now. Far too few for such an expedition.
However, the Gleaners were able to secure us reinforcements. Idleshire's treasure hunters, not least among them.
Fascinating as all this is, I fail to see how it explains your presence here. Does Razat Khan not have more pressing concerns?
Yeah, Vitra sees everyone.
Yet averting the final days would be the most expedient solution. That, and I am indebted to you. Though they chose to take their leave of Thavnair, those you saved in Galimund remain my people. My gratitude is beyond words. 'Tis appropriate that I aid you in kind. If in the doing we bring salvation to others of this star, so much the better. You will recall that I spoke of my father, Midgard Sommer, and his journey across the great expanse.
Yeah.
As he traveled betwixt the stars, his resplendent scales drank of the ether in those nigh empty surrounds, and imparted to him the strength to persevere.
Cool, let's get rocks to the surface and see Hydaelyn already. Yep.
Further your course, I called out to my kin for consent. Ajdaya's answer was silence, as ever.
Ajdaya. Remember you were reading that we had this unknown dragon, Ajdaya, and we have no idea what they are?
Tiamat and Hrisvelgre, however, responded favorably to the suggestion.
I thought Hrisvelgr died when he launched an attack on that elegant tech up in the sky, and he died with Iceheart. Izael.
My sire, too, gave his assent. Thus have I brought you his own worm scales. Fit them to your purpose, and seek a worthier fate for us all.
That's pretty insane. Like, that is so much potent magic.
So familiar with the unique properties of dragon scales, so I invited myself along.
Fair enough. The power of friendship.
This is so unbelievable, I've gone right back round to believing it again. We get a 6% gain in efficiency. With all these goodies, we could get 7, no, 10, no, 14 bleeding percent. Think of how far we could go! What we could do with that much power! What we could blow up!
If Kokol is duly convinced, then it must be true. In which case, the Scion's end of the bargain has been fulfilled. Would you not agree?
He's not really happy about this.
Yes, Father?
I know not what you seek of Hydaelyn, nor for what purpose you would take command of our ship. Yet this much is certain. To do so will be to dictate the fate of this star and the lives upon it, the lives of each and every creature, in their magnitude. Do you understand? And are you prepared?
Okay, so reserved judgment with the hint of respect.
We have seen and we have felt how much
if we can succeed.
This world. And so we are determined to abandon none. We understand what is at stake, and we are prepared to bear this burden.
Oh. see a real emotion.
Share your struggles with me. As family.
Oh, he even wants to be part of it, not against it. Oh, this is so good. Oh, this is so good. Oh, wow. Okay. This is nice.
You grasped my fingers with such tiny hands the day you were born. I thought my heart might burst.
Oh, this is... Now that is essential touching. How much different it is from literally the beginning, first hour expansion when he renounced them. Oh, this is so good.
And happiness beyond expression. Overwhelming. And a conviction so powerful that I trembled with something close to rage. I had heard the final days foretold. I swore to myself then and there that I would not let them steal your futures.
And that's why you're pushing yourself harder and harder, ever harder, to save everyone. Or at least his children. Noble. Any dad would do that, to be honest.
Exodus would succeed. Must succeed. No sacrifice or sin was worse than the alternative. If anything gave me pause, it was mine own father. The Archon Louisoix openly decried Charlian's policies, a perspective which I regarded with increasing disdain as I grew older, yet even as part of me thought him a fool. Perhaps I also hoped that he, of all people, would devise a brilliant means to save my children.
No.
A naive hope, but stubborn enough that I could never bring myself to keep you apart. No, that was his doing, when he perished at Carteneau.
We're really gonna have to come back and do all of this side important content, starting from Realm Reborn, including the arc of Louisoix and the twins.
As we pulled that twisted slab of Dalamud from the sea, I remembered the warmth of your newborn touch. Chastened, I vowed never again to suffer any interference in my mission to protect you. No matter that you yourselves wished otherwise. Detest me, fight me tooth and nail, I would suffer it, and more, and be satisfied so long as I could force you onto the ship. I was wrong. You two have grown so much stronger and so much wiser than I dared dream.
Oh, what a good dad, in the end.
You have earned the right to walk your own path, and already begun to do so.
Good. Because there are things we care about, and people we love, and none of them is replaceable. Not a one.
It cannot have been an easy journey for you to have come so far.
Oh yeah, tell me about it. You want to know the story about us being stranded on another planet for years and years and years? And how we had to really defeat an Ascian, a real unsundered one who is doing exactly what we're doing right now. Just trying to save his people and his planet and his way of life, the same way that we're doing right now. How hard that was.
We shall be glad to acquaint you with the finer details someday, once this danger has passed. All that we have seen and heard, that we have felt and learned in our travels. Ours is not a kind world, but it is beautiful. Always.
Oh no. Are you quite sure that's wise? After all, someone turns pale and flees the room when he sees so much as an envelope containing word of your adventures.
Wow. Thank you, mommy dearest.
If he learns what you were really up to.
He will just cry and cry and be so proud. Oh, this is so touching. This entire night has been extremely well. Please let us go to Hydaelyn. And let us not be disappointed with that. Oh, apology. Okay.
Assumed that it was the Scion's influence that made them so keen to charge headlong into danger.
No, it was just me.
Yours, in particular.
Yeah.
Now, said influence instead brought them together with the many fine people gathered here today. In which case, I hope you continue to guide them.
If we've finished loitering about the harbour, might I suggest we put our plans into motion? People are beginning to look confused.
Thanks, Garaha. I mean, I don't find this particular scene super cheesy. I know it can be, but like I do feel this feeling of somewhat, you know, not happiness. What's the word I'm looking for? Reassurance? Nah. He teared up and his face crumpled. Yeah. Yeah, no, the speech major, so yeah. Yeah. No, like the wholesome. That's the word that I'm looking for. Wholesome. This entire scene. Power of friendship to the absolute, but proper. Entire scene. Yeah. Alright.
Perhaps you can spare a few words ere they resume the tedious lugging of cargo. You've no small number of friends and admirers here after all.
I don't speak much. I'm a silent protagonist, mostly. Lend us your strength. Our moment of triumph is close at hand. With me! Well, I don't think about triumph, but yeah, the first one is the least cheesy. And it's the most appropriate for this moment, that we're all united.
Your assistance is appreciated. Now, in an orderly fashion, if you please.
We finally managed to clear the harbor, which means the rest is in the engineer's capable hands. Meanwhile, Father issued us an invitation. As we agreed, he will reveal the means by which Hydaelyn may be contacted. We are to meet him in Aporia when we're ready. Given the vital knowledge she holds, I suggest we leave without delay. It transpires, however, that the forum's methods for speaking with her is not without risks. I'm curious to hear what those might entail, but regardless, be warned. Tataru says most of those who arrived with Andamantide has offered to stay and see to any remaining tasks that need doing. The forum has already asked for my assistance in overseeing the process, so you needn't worry about a thing. No, I've done lots of fetch quests already. Enough of them, so yes, Tataru, off you go. Just don't drink too much this time, please. I'm sure you can handle it. Thank you, Tataru. We're off to Aporia then. back to Labyrinthos, okay. Alright, tell us something that we don't know already, Mr. Foshino. So I have already shown the others inside. You will want to speak with Clariane. She has the key to the lift and can send you down after me. Oh yeah, Mother Dearest is the best. Being the whole shadowy benefactor this entire time, never doubted her kids once. Secretly stepped against the will of her father. Yeah. And yes, doing high fives and bromance with Totaro. Yes. Alright. Where are we? Okay, so we're basically on the bottom of it. Inside there must be that rocket we said was going to be in the center of that dome. From here we proceed to the heart of Labyrinthos, its most closely guarded secret. Thoma Zane. It marks the beginning and end to our efforts. Hence, we delved to seek audience with the star, and hence we will embark on our journey to the heavens. This way, if you please. And imagine if Hydaelyn is actually dead, and everything that they've been talking to has been nothing but like an AI. Like in a similar sense that Hydaelyn created like Loporritz or the Watcher on the Moon, so she created some sort of an AI to talk in her stead. Oh shit. Oh damn it. I wanted to see that ship. Teeny tiny toy boat. Man, that's like a freaking Star Wars kind of shit.
Victory will be ours! Victory will be ours! All seems in order with the lens, and I trust you can hear me? Those things are pure malcontent, the residue of lives unfulfilled.
flow of ether. It will guide you. The ether is too dense. I'm losing you.
Yeah. Yeah, I've just reconnected my microphone and stuff. I did kind of expect him to do that at some stage. Like, I truly did. So it's not surprising. But holy crap, we're going deeper and deeper into this. Whoa. 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 Now everything becomes extremely fragmented and shattered. Sinking dishonesty and sinking impatience. She will not hold back. That's what she said. And it's very pretty here. Just for visuals alone, this is, because it's not boring at all. This is so pretty. It's a really good dungeon. They need new combat lines. What do you mean? Ah, you mean I will not hold back and all that stuff? Yeah. Yeah, but I kind of thought it was going to be, and to be honest, this is probably the sort of the best scenario. Because the alternative would have been him crying in the middle of us interacting with Hydaelyn, and you would have missed like a good portion of it. Like we did with Hermes and Meteion. Minfilia's spirit. Holy shit. Minfilia's spirit. Thancred? I'm certain she knows. She knows what? Thancred, why didn't you say anything? You just saw Minfilia. You wanted to see her. Dude, you missed a chance. You could have been like, Minfilia! No, wait. Oh, you bastard. Ruined my rotation because the mob died a fraction quicker than I could finish the cast. Oh, I shouldn't have done that, but it's alright. Yeah, I know, he would definitely feel weird about this whole thing. Sinking regret. Can I... I thought I could survive that. Alright, boss time. Who might this be? Yes. Who's been angry at us? Who's on? Amon. The Undying. Well, he has been undying, hasn't he? Constantly being reborn. Okay. It's technically Hermes, right?
Many faces have I worn, but this is my favorite by far. You will persist in this folly no longer.
I'm just following the guys. I have no idea where we need to be. Whoa. What's happening now? Can we still keep casting, or should we be running Y'shtola?
What a boorish audience you are!
Okay, so that's the repetition of the previous mechanics, yes. I remember that part. Seems to be going alright so far. And there's probably heaps of shit going on the background that I'm not even aware of. Because I'm literally just standing on top of Y'shtola the entire time. Like where she goes, I go. Seems to be working so far. Surely we're gonna run away, Y'shtola. Please let me cast this one. Oh, thank you. Nearly dead. Man, if it wasn't for Y'shtola, I would be so freaking lost in this. I would have died so many times because there's no way I would have known where to stand. Done. We breezed through this dungeon, to be honest.
Your dreams, your hopes, your futures, delusions and lies.
Okay. You already possess one. Okay. Alright. Let's see some revelations. Yep, that's good. Kamikaze.
My very essence begins to wane. Sweet, sweet agony.
Leave this to him.
Come to deal the coup de grace. Good. Watching you struggle against the inevitable is bad comedy. Erase me from existence, soul and all.
Have you any memories of Meteion? Do you recall your days as Hermes? I was there.
Then it was you. In Elpis. With Emet-Selch. The final pieces fall into place. In my halcyon days, as the mortal Amon, I was haunted by a dream. Night after night, the faceless multitude, the voiceless cries, shards of shattered memories. But slowly, the fog began to clear. This was Elpis. And I was Hermes. Recurring though it was. It was only when I was granted of Fandaniel that I knew these visions to be true. They were the memories of Hermes that he himself erased using the power of Kairos.
Right.
In his attempt to burn away the events of that fateful day, he succeeded only in searing them more deeply into his soul. My soul. Death failed to expunge them. No matter how many times it came. Rebirth after rebirth, from one Fandaniel to the next. I wonder, is Emet-Selch adrift somewhere in this ethereal sea? In defeat, finally remembering your time together in Elpis?
You called it.
How it must gall him to be entrusted with knowledge of the final days, only to be rendered powerless to act upon it. So many lifetimes dedicated to restoring his beloved Amarok in blissful ignorance. Oh, folly. But make no mistake, my life as Hermes is not the reason I invited the world's end. I have lived. I have struggled. I have dredged the very depths of despair. And in the detritus of existence, I found the truth. I served a great ruler, powerful beyond measure. The world his dominion. Yet even he, and his vast to become one with oblivion. At the end of life's journey lies only death.
Yeah, that's what Meteion said as well, shared consciousness, we know that. And you have also knew that, and deep down as Hermes, because otherwise you wouldn't be seeking that answer. Like, all of that kind of falls to what we've been talking about.
So I ask you, why live at all? We betray, we torment, we murder. We are wicked, spiteful creatures, without exception. Life is so sacred, so precious. Why fill it with such misery? Man wallows in a hell of his own making without purpose or meaning.
That's not true. The purpose and meaning is to exist and live. Have all of the range of spectrum of emotions, not just misery and despair, but also joy and happiness, for example.
To live is to suffer, and I would end that suffering by my own hand.
Right, so, yeah, heard of that argument before. Sorry, it doesn't work.
If it flies in the face of all believed right and just, death is the only solution.
Nope.
That is my truth. My answer to the question. And yet, even as the words pass my lips, I am filled with doubt. Has my search reached its end? Was this the only way? After all these years. The answer I was hoping for.
Yeah, you did. Deep down in your heart, you did. Who's that?
Still clinging to existence, I see. You, who champion death so fervently, unwilling to accept your own, refusing to be purified and swept into the sea of souls. As do I. We prisoners to metal, watching as the world turns. Though unlike me, you will be spared the ignominy of having your corpse made a puppet, dancing to another's tune.
Is that Arsahe?
How very astute. But let me be clear, I have not come to consort with the likes of you. Nor have I come to bemoan the state of the world following my untimely demise. In fact, I delight in mankind's downfall and the anguish it brings the savior of the savages. If I played some small part in the chaos, all the better. Not that I was in any position to resist. But to be made accomplice to the betrayal of Lord Xenos. I would die 1,000 deaths to exact my vengeance.
Oh my god, even in death he's crazy, motherfucker. Wow.
Now you are at my mercy. I shall drag us both into oblivion, and you will never see the fulfillment of your magnum opus. Even should you be your desperate search for answers must start again.
I'll do what must be done. Next time we will find answers together. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna like twiddle my thumbs and have a look.
Don't try to follow me. I had more of you people than I could stomach in life. Never mind in death.
Likewise. I pray we do not meet again.
Nice sass.
You had better hope not.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. This the road that Minfilia gave us to finally see Hydaelyn. hear, feel, think, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Okay. Holy shit. You have been transposed a little bit, Bernard. The primal is here. You look different.
I see. Thou didst journey unto Elpis. And now, the rivers of time converge.
Right.
I know why you have come. Yet I would hear you speak your reasons all the same.
You created the moon to deliver mankind from the final days. But is that really how it has to end? We do not wish to abandon this world. We want to protect the source and all of its shards.
To flee is but one of two paths. Far beyond the stars, where she doth chant creation's requiem. Her domain is formed of dynamis, pure, absolute.
Absolute bogan.
Where emotion and memory govern all, ether will avail you naught. Meteon hath gathered the pain and despair of countless stars, and to go unprepared is to go unto your doom.
We'll beat her. We'll win. I swear it. Is what I might have said.
Right.
See all the times I've succumbed to my own anger and fear. I can no longer pretend that courage and faith will be enough. But are we truly so powerless? That our only choice is to flee?
Far from it, my child. Long ago, the inhabitants of myriad stars, many more prosperous than Atheris, sought to free their worlds from life's woes.
Hydaelyn is actually a very impressive model, just looking at all of the designs and stuff like that. It's pretty cool.
Sorrow and anger, conflict and hostility, despair, and even death itself. But as Meteon reported, every attempt ended in failure. Darkness abideth within every living being and can never be cast out. Neither reason nor faith can challenge this immutable truth. To live is to suffer. And in suffering, find strength and purpose and hope. As you have done so many times before. Thou dost pursue an impossible dream, yet knowing this, you pursue it nevertheless. And thou hast learned to depend on others as they do thee. Thy yearning for the power to save the powerless hath ever driven thee to greater heights. Thou hast grown strong. Though those closest to thee no longer walketh by thy side, their love remaineth thy guiding light. For duty's sake, thou hast been bound by truths unutterable time and time again. Yet thy heart hath never wavered, as thy companions will attest. In thy pursuit of mysteries great, all thou believest is brought into question. Undaunted, thy thirst for knowledge remaineth unquenched. The fires of hatred that once burned in thy heart burneth no more. From their ashes doth spring the light of love, warm and pure. As witness to black calamity, thou despaired at man's helplessness. Resolved, thou didst unite a distant world on the brink of collapse. And thou, my champion, when all did seem lost, thou never abandoned hope. For every trial and every foe that did bar thy way, thou hast proven equal to the challenge, drawing courage from the many bonds forged on thy journey.
Hell yeah. I'm awesome.
You have all known despair, and though the end approaches, you walk on, heads held high. Therein lieth your power, the strength to silence the song of oblivion.
Then there is a means to confront her.
Yes, if you should prove yourselves worthy. Hark!
Oh yeah, cool, Renard's blade.
Nigh impossible is it to send mortals to the edge of the universe. Should you fail, there will be no second chance.
Oh fucking hell, we're gonna fight Hydaelyn as a primal. Right now. Kill me. Prove yourselves.
To stand firm when all around you doth crumble. Do you possess the faith to vanquish despair itself? Should you lack the strength to best a supreme deity, I cannot allow you to make the journey.
That makes sense. That makes total sense. Why didn't we even think of that?
Prepare yourselves.
Prove ourselves worthy, then. Sounds straightforward enough.
Aye. No room for confusion there.
In any case, we've come too far to back down now.
I am of the same mind. What power I have, I shall bring to bear.
The three of you seem to be forgetting who we're up against. It's not every day we battle a divine being of untold power. Well, not quite every day. Do try and take underfoot. Needless to say, there'll be no margin for error.
Sass.
For the people of this world and those beyond the rift.
Alas, the question I posed to thee in Elpis hath remained unanswered these long years. I would hear thy response, warrior of light. Shouldst thou emerge victorious?
The Mother Crystal. During this quest and when using Duty Support System, you have the opportunity to undertake this trial with the party of Scions. Some of these alliance roles will differ from those you are normally able to select. Additionally, you may now enter Atioscope. Ah yeah, I know that. What, are you telling me that I can actually kill Hydaelyn now, and we don't have to wait. Ooh. Do you want to try it? Do you want to try it, or want to leave it until tomorrow? Oh my gosh, this zone is so fucking beautiful. Oh, the lights flashing. Don't want to try it. Keep it tomorrow, yeah? Okay, cool. It's 11, I know. Okay, I'm gonna do a couple of things before bed and then go to bed. You go to sleep, please, baby. I love you very much, and have a very good night.